Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode on the YouTube channel. In today's video, we will discuss how Game Week 13 went, how my third red arrow in a row looked like, and is my season really over? That is correct. That is the mentality of the video. I'm just going to tell you right now, give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know you guys do ask for when is the FPL videos are coming out. Not as early in the week as usual yet again, but this is a busy period for me, so hang tight. I'll definitely try to get at least one video out before the deadline does roll around. In terms of the points, let's get over to the Excel spreadsheet you guys like. We got 42 points you saw on the previous screen. That was a game week rank of just over the 6.5 million mark, 6.8 mil, which was a red arrow of 19k down to 47,000 in the world. That is not good. Our punt of the week was we bought Bruno in 2 weeks ago to go and do well. Unfortunately for us, where we got pinched by Gueye over Simicast last week, Bruno only got one return out of those 2 weeks, and that was against Everton in a 3-0 win, which was not good. We also punted and put Son as captain very late doors while I was over playing poker in Townsville. For those wondering, I finished 10th in the main event. I'm still salty that I did not final table the main event. Anyhow, Son, captain, looked good, couple offside goals. I'm not too worried about Son at the moment, but we are definitely discussing what we're going to do with Son moving forward. Unfortunately, though, captaining Son when the captain's armband was on Salah and on Haaland at points throughout the week, and both returned against each other, is very, very annoying. But I will say, on a different week, he gets a few returns and we look like a genius. That means that our season is slowly unraveling before our eyes. Because if you have a look at the points from the other players, there isn't really many returns to talk about. Obviously, Bruno got a return, Son got 4 points, Salah got 5, Haaland got 7. Outside of that, just clean sheets aren't a thing this year in FPL, and it's hurting me. And every time I try to make it, a split decision that I think's close, I've been on the wrong side 5 of the last 6 weeks. If we look back at here, when's the last time we got a decision right? Here, game week 10. But you can even say that 4 of the last 5 weeks, including the Haaland captain, haven't been the greatest decision. I'm starting to feel that after our very good start, we've thrown our season away. And I know that it's still inside the top 50k, and that was the initial goal. But after being around the top 12k with some better decision making, I really should have had the expectation that this is the year we finally finish inside the top 10k. So I really think that goal is now flying by the wind. Yes, I know I have all my chips in play. Yes, if we have a couple of better game weeks, off we go. But I am struggling at the moment. My team is an absolute mess, and I'm going to explain as to why. And there's not much else that I could really do. Now, I have made my 2 transfers, which I'm going to go through. There's all my head-to-head stuff. I've started to lose games regularly now, my head-to-head the last few weeks. So I think in all my paid leagues, I'm in a little bit of strife too. So it's not been good. It's pretty doom and gloom. I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't panic if you're you, because obviously for you guys, you're doing it for a bit of fun or whatever. When I play FPL, I'm doing it to make money, win, etc. So I'm allowed to be a little bit more doom and gloom, and I think my team is in trouble moving to this week. Now, I will go to Fantasy Football Hub in a second, but have you ever look at the team there? The back three is okay. I don't trust Cash at the moment with Bournemouth, but there's not worth per transfer. I don't really trust us against Fulham to keep a clean sheet, even though we've seen it in the past. Man United are going to score against Newcastle. I'm going to tell you that all right now, but hopefully Trippier gets an attacking return. West Ham is the worst defence in the league, so target them if you can. So Areola and goals is not good. And then you got the midfield 5. Now, the midfield 5 I'm pretty happy with. As you can tell, Bruno's come out for Mbeumo, and Eze picked up an injury. I'm not even waiting for team news. It's just an excuse to get Palmer in right now instead of waiting to game week 16, which was the move. We may as well just get Palmer in for Brighton, who have not been a good defence, and hopefully Palmer gets us some returns. The main reason I've done both of those moves is A, Mbeumo was always the plan from Bruno. I wish Bruno just returned more. And B, Palmer's, overall ownership is on the rise. It's up to 12.4%. I want to still get him in for a couple of weeks where if he returns, he's still a bit of a differential. And then hopefully, when his price starts flying up and, game week 16 and beyond, when their form and their fixtures will probably turn, Chelsea, we've got him already in the team and the team value will go up. Outside of that, I will say Gordon's never leaving the team because he's just so good. And, Son we'll discuss in a little bit more in depth in a second. Haaland and Darwin up front, and I don't think that's mainly an issue there. Those two, obviously, Haaland's fantastic. Darwin looks as nailed as ever, and Yotta's picked up an injury as well. Liverpool currently playing right now, so it'd be interesting to see what minutes Darwin gets tonight, etc. But I have no real big problems if Darwin plays. Now, I will say I've not taken a hit at all this season. With all my transfers, I've got 2.7 mil in the bank. I've got a team rating of 96, 95 game week rating, but I think that's a load of hogwash. I think that is a load of hogwash, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, why is my team bad? Where it needs to improve? Do I take a -8 this week just to fix it, or -12? Just take one bad game week, know that I'm going to be outside the top 100k, but my team's going to be perfect for the next 6 weeks afterwards. And then I can go back to getting, not taking hits. I've not taken a hit once this season. I've made my 2 transfers already. I'm telling you guys right now, I've saved Darwin went down injured, or Cash went down injured in the Europa League, or something like that happened. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm moving to a -8, -12. So, where's the problems? Areola and Turner have both got to go. They are horrid. Areola is, got points when he was lucky, and everybody got his points earlier on this season. I jumped on a bad wagon. Yes, their fixtures were better, and they look better moving forward. I just don't rate him, and I honestly think that he's got to go along with Turner. I really think the best thing to do is to get a 3.9 playing keeper. I know Alisson could be out and Kelleher could be playing for a while for Liverpool, which is great, but it also blocks you off having free Liverpool. I've currently got free Liverpool in my team, so I don't want to make that move because that will force me to sell Darwin Núñez, and I think Núñez is a better option than Kelleher. Second thing I would say about that as well is that it allows you to move Areola to one of the few keepers that I'm looking at, and they are at the moment obviously Raya, because Arsenal are keeping clean sheets. And they're the only team keeping clean sheets. However, if I'm not bringing in Raya for hit this week, I'm not bringing him in with one free transfer in game week 15, which means I'm not bringing him in 16, 17, or 18 because they'll likely concede, which means I'm not bringing him into game week 19. I probably would want to keep it before then, which means yet again, it's Sanchez. And well, as much as Sanchez is good and all, in game week 16, if you have a look at this, I bring in Colwill, which means I'm tripled up on Chelsea, which means I block myself out of going for an attacker like a Sterling or an Nkunku if he comes back into the side. And it blocks me from going to Reece James, which I think could be a really interesting option in game week 17 when they play Sheffield. With that being said, I don't think Sanchez is the guy. So, yet again, even though I think my keepers are absolute wank and are costing me big amount of points, even though you would say keepers don't cost you points because, the ceiling's usually 6 and they'll get 2 for playing, etc. My issue is that people that have got Raya in, or people that have got an Arsenal defender in, which I'll discuss in a second, they're getting consistent points over the last few weeks while I'm not, and then all of a sudden I'm 12, 18 points behind those guys. And there's the difference. So, goalkeepers, massive problem for me. I don't know how I'll fix it. Trippier, he has to stay in. Their fixtures turn again. If you've got Trippier, I'm just holding him. Yet again, after game week 17, it looks good for another 3 game weeks before he plays Liverpool. Look, there is a world they keep a clean sheet against United. There is a world where they keep a clean sheet against Everton. I'm just hoping for some sort of attacking return, and that's that. Tsimikas, I'm happy to ride till Robertson's back as well. That's fine. Matty Cash has got to go, but not this week against Bournemouth. Next week, they play City, then they play Arsenal, then they play Brentford. They're going to concede in all those games. I guess you could say you could bench him until they play their easier fixture in the week after that, which is Sheffield United, and then they get United, then Burnley. My only issue with holding him for that long is that's a lot of money to hold, and it's very easy for me to downgrade him to Colwill. It's very easy for me to move him to an Arsenal defender. And why do we want Arsenal defenders? They're keeping clean sheets. Anyone that's got Saliba, anyone that's got Gabriel is kicking your bum if you don't have him, because their ownership is good. And I don't have him, and I don't have an easy route to him. I've already made 2 transfers. It feels bad to take cash out against Bournemouth, but yet again, if you bring up, like Saliba for instance, if you're not bringing Saliba in for Wolves at home and then Luton, you're not bringing him in game week 16 for Villa, Brighton, Liverpool, because they'll probably concede, which means then you're bringing him in for game week 19 plus. I don't like my team. I hate my team. It's an issue not having an Arsenal defender. Not even just one. But my issue here is, how do you pick them up this game week for a hit? I don't think you do with the way my team looks, because my team, if you took out all the perceived knowledge of previous weeks and just looked at the fixtures and looked at who's playing who, Trippier against United at home, Newcastle were strong at home, good chance for a clean sheet, could do a job. Fulham and Tsimikas, likely attacking returns. We've seen it before from Tsimikas, and we can keep a clean sheet when we're at home. We're a better team at home than we are away. Bournemouth aren't special. Yeah, they'll probably score, but I would trust Matty Cash to have a better game than what he's had previously. Maybe I could maybe tell myself to take a hit for Saliba for Cash because it gives me an Arsenal defender. Even though it's a -4, Saliba play Wolves, likely chance of clean sheet. Maybe. Then looking at the midfield five and the big one, Son. What do you do with a guy that's played the last 3 times? We've got to look at it in isolation. He was played with 9 men in one of them, and he nearly got a return to make it 2-2 in that game. They then had all these injuries. Yes, they did not look good last week, or the week before. Then against Villa on a different day, he has 3 returns, and I captained him, and we look like a genius. I think what you want from a player in the festive period is nailedness, and Son's as nailed as nailed can be, and he would be on penalties because Maddison's injured, which means as much as he's going to blank against City, which there's no guarantee. Son's a good player. He could walk up against City in the next minute and just do it himself, right? West Ham is wank, they'll score. Newcastle, meh. But then they go Forest, Everton, Brighton, Bournemouth, who are all horrid defences. And then after that, he goes to the Asian Cup. I think if you've got Son, you've got to just turn around and go, it is what it is. You get what you get. He's 2 nailed on over this period. And he's a game week 18 blanker sort of captain against Everton as well. With that being said, as much as it pains me, and I think he's an issue, and I think for those people that are brave enough to sell him, I think he could be a problem because I can see when it goes blank, we get frustrated, but then we talk ourselves into holding against Forest, Brighton, Everton, Bournemouth, and the next minute, blank. And it's blocking me from having Saka. Yet again, Arsenal's data's not good. Their attacking data's not good, but Saka keeps returning. Yet again, my decision process has been on the data. I look at the data. Arsenal's attacking data has nearly been as bad as Man United's, yet Saka keeps returning. Saka keeps giving penalties away, but Saka keeps returning. So what do? You trust the data and you trust the eye test and you go, look, Son's looked okay? Or do you know what? You take in, you get in Gabriel now for, Wolves, and then you take Saka out and you bring in you take Son out, you bring in Saka. Next minute I'm at a -8. And I'm telling you, if I do both of those moves, I've got money in the bench. I might as well move Archer to bloody fucking Alvarez for future game weeks and take a -12. If I'm doing that, I may as well get Turner out and move him to bloody Sanchez or Raya and take a -15. See how the teams and the problems that there are. And I know it sounds a bit aggressive, but I'm getting aggressive because I'm getting mad looking at it. We're better than this. We've had such a good year, but we've thrown it all away. Our team is horrid. I could take a -15 this week to fix my team. I will say with Arsenal, if you're not bringing him in now this game week, you're not bringing him for one game week against Luton and then selling him for Villa because you're going to take him against Villa. But Villa are going to score, so the defenders are mute and the goalkeeper's mute because Villa will score. Watkins will score against Arsenal. I can nearly guarantee it. Which means I'm not bringing him in for one game week, which means for a -8, -12, -15, I'm not bringing him in this game week, which means I've got to sit here with my arms crossed and watch my rank plummet again because all the Arsenal assets are going to keep returning. Even though Arsenal's data is not particularly great from an attacking sense, and the defensive data has been okay away from home and at home. But they keep returning. So what do? It's a big problem. Son's a big problem. But hopefully with the few data coming up, he's fine. I will say outside of that, Salah's nailed, and Mbeumo's a penalty taker and nailed. Gordon looks amazing with the injuries that they've got at the moment, and Palmer's Palmer. Haaland and Darwin up front I've got no issues with. Yet again, I do have 2.7 mil in the bank. I could move Archer up to a better striker and go 3-4-3. That is my plan. Look, I know it sounds bad, but I hope Son gets an injury, and like a 5 to 8 week injury, because it just means that I can go Son down to another midfielder, probably Hang Wee Chan, for instance, get money to fund Archer all the way up to any striker I want. 3-4-3, fix your swap. I'm happy. Off we go. So that's why my team has issues. What do you do with Son? You hold him if you own him. If you don't own him, you don't get him. Simple. You're taking it for game week 17 beyond. You're taking 3 game weeks of hurt, which are already on the top of the 3 game weeks, and 6 game weeks of pain. If you knew that this was going to be the 6 game weeks, you probably would have sold and looked to buy him back, but you've got money tied up in him, so Son. It is what it is. That means my team's wank. That means my team is whatever. Yes, it's telling me it's this. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be lucky to get the 40 points this week because it's going to go blank, 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 maybe a blank. And you're like, all of a sudden going, well, you already know you've got about 3 to 4 blankers. What do? Do I take a -8? Do I take a -12? If I was to look at taking a -8, -12, right? Let's make sure this team is saved. Oh, of course. Yeah, whatever. Done. Oh, my God. Can't even do this. Thank you. There we go. Team is saved. Let me show you what my team would look like. So if I went remove to Saliba, right? There's one change. If I move to, I'll take Turner and Areola and whatever can switch, right, to Raya. There's two, right? And then I could probably do Son down to Saka. There's three. And then I could then do Archer. Archer probably doesn't move this game week, right? All of a sudden, that's 3 transfers. So that's a -4, -8, -12, but my team looks like that. My team gets a game week rating of 97, and my team the next game week, if I just skip forward one, has a goalkeeper playing Luton, an attacker playing Luton, Bournemouth, 1.8 mil in the bank, and potential. Now, do I think I'm going to do that? No. But it's very tempting to take the -8, a -12, even a -15 and just blow the team up and know that it is what it is. My only issue with doing that is that will pop me outside the top 50k 100%, and I'm praying for a green arrow this game week. In game week 15, easy decision is to roll. Obviously, if I do not do that, we were definitely rolling because look at the team on paper. I know Areola plays Spurs, but you just is what it is. You take what you take. The way Spurs are attacking at the moment, maybe Arsenal do keep a clean sheet. Then Trippier gets Everton, Tsimikas gets Sheffield, Gueye gets Bournemouth, and I'll expect Palace to keep a clean sheet there. You know, you got Salah, Gordon, and Mbeumo Palmer all playing against good defences to play. You know, Brighton aren't good defensively, United aren't good defensively. Well, then, you know, Arsenal wank, so Son can do a job, and then you've obviously got Haaland and Darwin playing against 2 good attacks, 2 good defences to be playing against. Villa away, Villa, Sheffield, expect Darwin to score. Then that gives me to game week 16. Straight away, it would be to get Colwell in. And then it would be, what's the other defender move that we're going to do? Because I don't know what you do in this game week. You know, got Palmer, got Colwell. I could move Cash to Reece James, but for this extra transfer, which is not the worst thing in the world. We've got 2.8 million in the bank in this circumstance. I think you're holding Son. I think you're holding Darwin. You're holding Haaland. Holding Salah. Holding Tsimikas. Maybe it's time Tsimikas maybe goes out because he got United and Arsenal after that, and then Robbo's probably back. It puts you in that weird position. I think this is the week where you do move to a goalkeeper, and as much as I don't think Raya's fixtures are good, if you do it in game week 16, you do get Brighton, but they're attackingly good. See what I mean? It's just, you have to wait to 18, 19, which means I could triple up on Sanchez. I just don't know who the goalkeeper is. I could go to Edison, but I don't trust Luton, Palace, and then the blank. And also, they go Fulham Wolves, so you just want a rotating goalkeeper. I don't like Flecken. I don't think Flecken's good. And they get Sheffield, Villa, then blank. See what I mean? It's a weird position to be in. It's a very weird position to be in. I'm almost tempted to go to Vicario, knowing that they don't do well, but Vicario makes saves. I don't know. And that's the reason. My team's a mess. Because I don't have enough Arsenal assets, my team's a mess. Simple as that. Team's a mess. Points are a mess. Red arrows are fun. I don't know if we take a hit. I'm tempted to take a goalkeeper hit this week, which I thought I'd never say in my life, and I would highly recommend against. But to get Raya in this week, so I can get the clean sheet this week and the clean sheet next week, it allows me to justify the fact that I can bench him for 3 weeks when their fixtures are horrid for Areola and then move him back into the team in game week 19. Yeah, I'm tempted to do that. With that being said, that is the team. That is how everything is. Thank you for the video. No, it's not my normal, informative, very nice and calm video. No, this is rage. This is emotion. This is where FPL hurts, and this is why we play the game. And if you don't play the game, to get frustrated, to get annoyed, to think about it in the shower for 10 minutes going, what the hell do I do this game week? And if you're not playing it for the 6 spots you find your team in, when I mean 6 spots, that gruesome little, where you're frustrated as hell when you're thinking about it constantly, then you're not really playing FPL properly, I don't think. Because FPL is a game that is made to make you think, make you challenge it. And that's why we love it, because when you get on top of it, it's very good fun, and you go, you know what? I had a good game week. I've had a few game weeks. I'm on top of the game. It's the best feeling in the world. It's the same for me when I play poker. You know, you live for when someone 2x bombs it on the river and you got middle pair and you're trying to put them on bluffs and you tank for 6 minutes. Because that's the spots. It's like playing chess and you find that ultimate strategy. You find that opening gambit. That's what I like in FPL too. Some people play it for fun. It is what it is. Pick 3 players from your favourite team and off you go. Not me, mate. Not me. I want top 50k that bad this year. because I've thrown it away so many years. This is not the year we fucking throw this one away. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, or next week, I should say. Give it a like, subscribe, links down below to my YouTube channel, to my Twitch channel. I'm going, bye.